my rent. Your opinion is irrelevant, cause I'm a baby mama. I can do just what I want to turn up.
Question of the day. Why do black folk glorify baby mom and baby dad culture? Please, I do not want to tussle with y'all in the comments, okay? Let's have a respectful conversation. If you disagree with me, I'm open to that. Let's talk about it. Before we get into this topic, I just want to say that I understand that marriage is not for everybody. But at the same time, y'all are having babies with people that you don't even like enough to be in a relationship with.
I'm very non-traditional. I feel like you can co-parent without being in a relationship. Maybe just two people say, hey, you want a kid? I want a kid. Let's just have a kid.
We're so afraid of marriage because of the divorce rates and the horror stories that we hear. But we're not afraid of having a lifelong connection to someone because you both brought a child into the world together. But anyway, let's get into this post that I came across on Facebook. Man says that he will not step in if his baby mother is being physically abused by her new boyfriend because it's not his responsibility. She's no longer under my protection. Is he right or wrong? And my response to this post was, every day these men show you why you shouldn't be a baby mom. Guard your womb. I usually would do my due diligence and actually look for the video and listen to what the person said before I place judgment on them. But the original video doesn't really matter. It's the response to this post that I found interesting. And child, the way these folks tried to eat me up in these comments, it was actually pretty comical. But what was interesting is the people who had an issue with what I said were men. So just to get this out the way, a lot of men were saying that they don't feel like it's worth risking their life. If the woman's gonna go back to the man, they don't wanna put themselves in danger. I get that. I am not faulting you for that. However, I took issue with the verbiage of this post. A man saying that the mother of his child is no longer under his protection. What does stepping in even look like? Does that mean that you're not gonna offer her a safe space to lay her head if she is trying to escape from him? That you're not gonna offer any sort of support? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're putting yourself in the line of fire in combat, but stepping in can be a variety of things. So that was the first thing that rubbed me the wrong way. But let's elevate the conversation a step higher, okay? I take issue with the fact that we are on podcasts and on social media having conversations about how we would treat our hypothetical baby moms. Even though he shares a child with this woman, he wouldn't protect her because she's no longer his responsibility. So that shows you that the way a man views his baby mom versus a woman that he's currently dating, that respect level is not on the same caliber. Therefore, I am advising all women to avoid being a baby mom at all costs. Marry before carry. And if you don't think that you would marry him, don't carry for him. And if you don't want your kids to come out just like him, if that thought of a child being just like him gives you the ick, do not carry for that man. The people who disagreed with the idea that children should happen after marriage use the justification that marriages don't always work out. And if the marriage doesn't work out, then guess what? The woman is still gonna be a single mother. And that very well may be true. I'm aware that all marriages don't work out. I'm aware that people get divorced. But I really want people, Black people especially, to stop using hypothetical failed relationships to justify the fact that they pick poor partners, someone who they never should have dealt with or had kids with in the first place, or that they weren't marriage minded at all. Marriage wasn't something that was an established goal in any of their relationships. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, if you don't even try to get married or at the least even be in a committed relationship with someone before you decide to have a child with them, you are 1000% guaranteed to be a baby mom or a baby dad because you willingly walked into that situation. So the second point that I was trying to make that I feel kind of went over people's heads is that women, we can do a good job, a better job of picking men who are marriage minded to avoid being put in this baby mom category. I personally believe that when you hop on social media, you hop on these podcasts, and you see that men are describing how they would treat their baby mom, I'm sorry, I think those are the type of men that you gotta avoid. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think that a man who is marriage minded would even be entertaining conversations about how he would treat a baby mom, because having a baby mom wouldn't even be an option. The people who were tussling with me in the comments, they were asking me, well, if your baby dad was getting assaulted by his girlfriend, would you step in and help? I wouldn't have a baby dad in the first place. Like, I'm sorry, I can't even entertain conversations about how I would treat a baby dad, my baby dad, because that's a reality that I've always said I'm not going to accept for myself. Like, I don't even want to think about that, because in my head, that person is going to be my husband. That is a lifelong commitment. For me, marriage is a lifelong commitment. That's also why I'm not married yet and I don't have children yet, because I want to walk into that relationship, that responsibility with conviction, knowing that I chose the right person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that these should be conversations that we're having in the first place. But the baby mom, baby dad mentality has become so normalized that when you have people coming in like, all right, well, is a ring involved? Can we start talking about marriage? Now you're the person who is looked at as being crazy, or you're looked at as someone who has an outdated belief system, you're judgmental, all because you're suggesting something that can be beneficial for the Black family, that can be beneficial in healing this state that we've gotten into where broken family dynamics are normalized. That's all I'm gonna say about that post, okay? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. So then I was minding my business, scrolling on Facebook, and another post came up touching on this dynamic. And this is how I knew that I was supposed to talk about this on my channel, okay? So let's get into post number 2. It's easy to be a dad to your kids when you're in a relationship with your kid's mother, but the real flex is being the same father to your children when that relationship runs its course. No shade to the person who made this. Like, obviously, if you can remain a good parent regardless of what happens in your relationship with the child's mother or father, that's amazing. That shouldn't be a flex though. That should be norm. That should be standard. But furthermore, again, why are we glorifying the single father, single mother dynamic? I was really happy that on this post, there were some people who were on the same wavelength as me, okay? So one person said, nah, the real flex is marrying whoever the hell you had kids with, raise your kids in a normal household. But then, of course, we had the debauchery that had to come in like, holy hell, thought we was on the streak, okay? Getting married don't guarantee that though. Marriages don't even last, and some be so toxic. I'm sure asking for myself, how is that a flex? How is that a flex? There are psychological studies out there that show the importance, right? The benefits of raising a child in a 2-parent home, okay? There are financial benefits of being married that will ultimately impact your child. And the fact that people are asking, well, how is that a flex? Just shows how far removed we are from understanding the importance of a healthy family dynamic. So I don't know, what do y'all think? Like, is this a generational thing? Like, why do y'all think that this thought process is so normal? Like, folks are literally breaking up before the baby is even born. People are walking around with 2-month-old babies trying to holler at the next person, and it's so normal. We don't see anything wrong with it. Child, I'm over here getting hot, sitting here rambling on camera, so I'm about to get ready to go, you know, with Cinco de Mayo weekend, so I'm outside. But I do want to know what you guys think about this. And again, I really don't want to come across as judgmental in my content, but I really just think that the way we do a lot of stuff is backwards, and it's very disingenuous for us to minimize marriage, to assume that all marriages are not going to work based off of stories that we've heard from other people, and then use that as justification for why we are doing marriage-like things, right? Having sex with folks, having kids with folks without committing to that higher level commitment, without committing to a relationship for the long term. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!